Hey, good evening, guys. I'm back. Real quick, I left out a little piece of information. So this clutch plate and or these gears, if you see like little wear marks like that, leave it. Don't mess with it, because if you do any kind of machining, sanding, trying to smooth this back out, what you're going to do is you're going to cause clearance between this gear and this plate, and that's the last thing you want to do, because if you allow clearance between the two, guess what? This pump can't make pressure. If it can't make pressure, it can't feed the transmission. So yeah, if you see, like you see mine here, it's got some wear from the gears, just riding against the plate. Do not sand this out. Do not put any kind of pad on this surface at all, because if you do, like I said, you're going to open up clearances that you don't want to open up, and you're gonna lose oil pressure big time. So this thing makes oil pressure by by very tight tolerances, as they call squish. So if you take the squish away, then it's going to, when you take the squish away, meaning when two surfaces ride together real close to flash off fluid and make pressure, and you go sand and open it up, basically, say if you was to take, I guess, what you call an emery cloth and go across this and smooth it out, right? Yeah, it would look great. Oh man, it looks awesome. You do the same thing to the gears, but guess what you've done? You've gone from you've gone from basically this much clearance to that much clearance. So now, you've pretty much opened up, I've opened up, tolerances that you weren't supposed to open up. So that's almost like, all right, so let's say you got a car and you're putting, you're checking the bearing clearance between the rods and between the rod bearings and the crank journals, right? So your allowance is like 3 thousandths, all right? So your allowance is 3 thousandths, but you sand the bearing and you emery cloth the journal on the crank. You bolt it back down, you check it, and now it's at 5 thousandths. So you've opened it up too far. So which means the oil pressure is going to drop tremendously. So please be careful with these flat surfaces like this that mate flat against other surfaces, because they're made and they have just enough space between them to where this thing will make pressure. So if you go tampering with this area or this area, you lost the ball game. So you'll be looking for an oil pump. So, and also, Level 10 does make a high pressure oil pump for the 40AT-F. I found that out today from Elaine. I emailed her about a new pump, and that pump runs about $400, and it's a high pressure pump. So that's probably gonna be the last piece we need now, because of course we know we need the pump to go with the valve body and the torque converter and stuff too, so everything works together. So, but yeah, Level 10 does make a high pressure oil pump. That's why we're gonna just probably run this one for the last 2 races, and then we'll order a new oil pump. We'll order the Level 10 oil pump, and we'll install that. So, but yeah, just wanted to jump on here real quick and tell you guys about that. Yeah, do not do any kind of sanding or nothing to any of this area, unless you're a professional machinist or something like that. Don't take any sandpaper to any of that. I've never done it. I've always pulled this pump down. It's the second time I've looked at this pump, and it looks about the same as it did last time. So, which is a good thing, because that means everything's still working, like it's supposed to. But I've never sanded, nothing. Only thing I've done is just wipe the fluid off to check them, and maybe put fluid back on it before I install it. But that's it. Don't go tampering with that, especially if you don't know what you're doing. You can really ruin this pump. You can take a perfectly good pump and ruin it, pretty much. So this is a working and operating pump, so of course we don't want to do that. So, But yes, and again, level 10 transmissions does make a high performance, a high pressure oil pump, high performance, high pressure oil pump for the transmission. So all in all, man, a 4E-AT probably costs just as much to build as a G Series 5-speed. By the time you buy the gear sets and the differential, and then in this, you get a torque converter, a valve body, a pump, you probably, a clutch set, and of course your kit there. I mean, you're probably looking at about the same price, So if any of you guys are automatic lovers and you're willing to go into this, you can probably put one of these together for about $2,500. Same as a G Series. So, but yeah, so just want to get on real quick and let you guys know that little bit of information that I left out. And I always leave out information when I think I've covered everything. I haven't, but it's okay. So keeps you guys interested. So keeps you watching too. So, but yes, level 10 does make a high pressure, high performance oil pump for the 4E-AT-F transmission for the Escorts. And do not touch this surface or this gears. None of that. Don't mess with any of that stuff. Because the last thing you want to do, like I said, is ruin the pump and then you not know it, put everything together, bolt it on the transmission, and you have no oil pressure. And now you're pretty much getting ready to ruin the trans. So thanks guys again for tuning in. Again, if you have any questions, you can contact me. Feel free to contact me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So I hope everyone has a wonderful night. And again, have a wonderful evening. And I'm going to try to make sure that was the last piece of information I had to cover. And I think it was. So, but thanks everybody again for tuning in. And everyone have a wonderful and blessed evening. See ya.